Hello, Megan.
So if I sit down here, will this work? Can everybody see me all right? Or okay. So yeah, my name's Megan. I'm 16 years old, and I'm really not the person I was 2 years ago. When I was 14, my dad had a life-threatening stroke that nearly killed him. And I remember that night in a blur. It was May 14th, 2014. My mom just said that she was going to drive Dad to the hospital and that she'd be back really soon. I experienced that week of my life on the sidelines. I felt as if I was just going through the motions of getting up, getting breakfast, doing chores. I felt I was somehow hovering above myself, watching my body do all of these things, and it wasn't even really me doing it. My mom sent my aunt and uncle to take care of us while she was gone, and I didn't know what was happening. I was told by someone, it could have been my mom on the phone, it could have been my aunt and uncle, that my dad had a stroke. That Wednesday, I finally got to visit my dad in the hospital. He was recovering well, and could talk and even walk through the hallways. My dad was recovering just fine, but I wasn't. Soon after my dad came home, I started cutting myself. It wasn't necessarily because I wanted to die, though I wouldn't have minded at the time. Rather, the only thing I felt was null. I was numb, and the pain was welcome. Then the Imagine conference hit. It was the first one ever, and someone from church invited me. I consider Imagine to be a turning point in my life. I remember a girl in a dance who fell into so many deep falls, and God still welcomed and loved her. That's when I finally decided to tell my parents. I still remember my mom's face when I showed her the deep scars on my leg, the graphs of how I felt, of who I was, hopeless. As shocked as she was, it was nothing compared to how shocked I was when she said that she loves me. She got me to a counselor, and my counselor was amazing. Her office was small and out of the way. There was one leather couch for patients to sit on, and a lounge chair across from it for her to sit on. I was able to talk to her, I was comfortable, and my mom and my dad were so understanding. Counseling was great, but it failed to have a lasting impact. I would go to therapy and come out ready to face the world, only to trip up again that night. It continued to get worse and worse and worse. There were periods when we thought I was doing really well, and after one of those good times, it hit really bad. I cut up and down my forearm, leaving a million tiny cuts that I showed to my dad the next morning. We called my counselor, and after a short talk ending in me saying that I don't feel safe at home, she told us to take me to the hospital. It was only then that I realized it was serious. And it felt like a dream up until that point. The only times I felt alive were when I cut. Every time else it was fake. In the hospital, I learned I wasn't alone. I was one of many, but important nonetheless. I was in the hospital for a week, but it felt like a day. It also felt like a year. I came out of the hospital feeling loved. I came out feeling important. I came out mostly in love with myself, and even though I still have hard times, the downs are less down, and the ups are more up. And now, I get to look back. I'm in awe of what God has brought me through and done through me. When I was 14, God miraculously healed my dad. When I was 14, God guarded my major veins. When I was 14, God gave me an amazing counselor. He put me in the hospital exactly when I needed to. Guys, there's no way this happened by chance. He orchestrated this perfectly and loved me through it all, even when I didn't love me. Jesus died so that I could live, not so that I could breathe, and not so that my heart can beat. He died so that I can truly live. God brought me through my life to this point, and it hasn't been easy, but He's done it.